Hello, everyone. I'm Alchemist.
I'm Gentle.
Welcome to episode quattro of our, whatever the hell this is, ESO
Yes.
Elsweyr.
Are you here about this one, Cynthia? Has she been found? Yes, of course. Cynthia was taken in the dead of night. This one has received no ransom, yet he fears the worst. She is a very beautiful Jakajit, you see. Ishu believes that the captors may mean to sell her. Cynthia has a long, glossy coat, soft as the richest of silks. Her eyes are bright yellow, like the honeyed moons. Ah, and she always wears a gold necklace. No suspects, no, but someone who may have spotted something? There is a wood elf who tends to stay up well into the night, always singing and dancing, that one. If anyone saw something unusual the night Cynthia was taken, it might be her. The wood elf's name is Mel? Yes, that's it. Mel the Musical, she always calls herself. You can usually find her toward the north end of town near the Sand Gardens. Ishu will pray for your swift success.
There's something creepy. Because it sounds like he's describing a pet. And it sounds like he's, like, romantically attached to it. It just sounds weird. Or is that just me?
I think you're reading too much into it. Yeah. Anyway, did you hear about that report from Veritas on
What
Google?
do you know? A customer.
Freaking crazy.
Well, let's hear from Mel first.
Salutations. Mel the Musical at your service. Are you here for a performance? Ishu, the Khajiit with all the cats? That old coot is sweet as honey jagger, but a bit off if you ask me. Shame about his daughter, though. No one should have to go through that. If you're looking for trouble, Tajiri's your girl. I've seen her with all sorts of indecent folk lately.
Indecent?
Always shifty eyes on those ones, I tell you. She tends to spend a lot of time behind the stables lately, if you catch my drift.
Wow.
Very good, then. And hey, if you're looking for some entertainment for your next soiree, make sure to seek me out. You won't regret it.
She said soiree. Okay, so we were talking about here this whole, that Project Veritas thing where they have the Google execs being all scroogly.
Yeah. Orwellian, I believe you called it.
Oh yeah, yes. It was terrifying. You know, one of the terrifying things is the names, the titles, the job titles they had were so
you heading
Orwellian.
this way.
I don't know. Have another word for
Find anything of interest. Oh, the stables.
it. Mr. Stylish.
Developed a sudden interest in horsemanship, Walker?
Those are the same, that's the same outfit you
Looks
used
to be
back
cool.
in Somerset when you need to
A napping
investigate a
badger,
fancy
eh?
party.
Sounds familiar. Ah, yes.
I don't know
The
where I
sleeping
would ever
badger
find
is a
that
rock
outfit, but I would
formation,
love to do
just
that
south
for
of
Halloween.
Riverhold. But this bit about the sweet trip.
Well, if
That
you were willing to
music
pay for it, you could probably get
doesn't
custom made.
Yeah, but that
Music
doesn't
will
look
mark
cheap.
it on your
Yeah.
map,
And I am.
Walker. Feel free to lead
Yeah.
the way. And perhaps this is a good time to mention that this one is not so skilled in violent situations. Should trouble find us.
I'm only an anthropomorphic
But that is
leopard
where
with
your
claws and
expertise
fangs.
comes
I'm no
in handy,
good at
yes?
violence.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So what exactly were the job titles that you specifically found Orwellian?
Well, I can't even remember them now, and that's the problem. You usually have like a chief information officer, or someone in charge of logistics, right?
Yeah.
And these were like,
Ministry of Moral Compasses or whatever.
yeah,
something like that.
yeah, exactly. They were so strange. We should have prepped a little bit and probably written a few down. But I mean, if you check it out and you listen to, in particular, Senator Ted Cruz's, I guess you would discussion with one of their
Representatives.
one of their execs, one of Google's execs, and she describes her job and several of the other positions.
These vagrants must
There
be
is so
smugglers.
Newspeak, if you remember 1984. And Newspeak was the term for the bullshit made-up language that the government insisted everyone use.
music is all right.
Well, that's good.
Because someone else isn't.
Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing how
Necklace must belong to Cynthia.
the lack of
let us
respect
get away
and
from this
concern
place.
that exec had for Cruz.
Oh, yes. I tell you what. Yeah, the Senate was just a minor annoyance. He's like, oh, you know, I also have a day job, so I'm kind of busy. It's like, yeah, the U.S. Senate was just a minor annoyance. And she's, in all honesty,
daughter?
she's probably
A
right.
hidden note and
What
now
exactly
a
are
band
they
of
going
Skooma
to do?
smugglers. This
I don't
investigation
know.
becomes messier with every step we take. This one is unsure, though it is possible Issue may be hiding something. Still, our priority should be to investigate the gambler who wrote that note. Tajiri
Well, you
was
got to
her
know
name,
when to hold
yes?
them, when to fold them.
That does ring a
Yep.
bell or two.
The gambler.
If Tajiri is a
Okay,
gambler,
all right.
Yeah,
it is
I
likely
got the
we
reference.
can find
Okay.
her at a local tavern. Mizik will head there at once and see what he can
Banished
dig up.
Regrets in.
Meet this one at the Banished Regrets Inn.
That is a fantastic name.
It is. That's much better than the names they have for the Google execs.
Yeah.
One of the things that bothers me about this is the response. I saw on YouTube. I don't watch a lot of the talking head news shows. In fact, I don't watch any of them. But I did see I did see a little quip from Tucker Carlson from Fox News on it, and he again he was calling for all sorts of government intervention and regulation. And the problem is,
You and I need to
they are
speak
in fact a
now.
privately held company. I mean, they're publicly traded in the sense that they're
I
on the
must
stock market,
admit,
but they're
you and
not a government
Thunderbirds make
agency,
quite the
and they
charming
have
pair.
the
And
right to
watching
free
you
speech.
both play at being investigator, why, it's been sleek entertainment, truly. But now you tread upon sand that are best left undisturbed. Take it as a friendly warning. I hear that you seek Issue's daughter, yes? I find that very funny. After all, everyone in Riverhold knows that she left town many years ago. Then Issue has become senile in his old age. I speak truthfully. He had one daughter, and she is gone. Has been gone for many years. Tell this to your partner, and drop your investigation. Now.
Well, the ability to pop in and out is pretty useful.
Yeah.
But anyway, as far as the whole free speech thing, it would be difficult for the government to wade in and not come afoul of the First Amendment. But
Bright moon
it seems to
look
me the
over us
SEC
today,
may
Walker.
have something to say about it.
Tajiri has just settled down for a round of gambling. While Mizik distracts her, you can sneak into her home and search for another clue. It's just a bit north of the tavern. Forgive this one if he's skeptical. Even if this stranger spoke truly, why then would Issue hire Mizik? Why would Tajiri have written that note? Why would we find a gold necklace in the smuggler's camp? Then perhaps this stranger simply wishes to confuse us. Throw us off the scent. Besides, we cannot stop now.
Okay.
Well, we might want to back up a bit and say what it is exactly that Google did, because we haven't really mentioned that. Basically, Google was basically an insider came out and basically
Why,
said that
hello,
Google
Sleepyhead.
was
Care to play a
manipulating
game with
information
old
for the
Tajiri?
purposes of manipulating the public.
Right. In particular, they were manipulating search and other results to sort of guide people into
Various political views that they support.
yeah, well, really, particularly anti-Trump, right? I mean, they were going to push people obviously towards one or more of the Democrat candidates, and probably bring up more content that is negative to Trump. Yeah. And also they had some internal memos. Someone else came out with some internal memos alleging basically the same thing. And it bothers me on several levels. Is that first of all, I don't think anywhere in Google's mission statement or charter does it say it's part of the company's goals to manipulate American elections. And
Yeah.
and they're at risk of pissing off a lot of people. You have to understand. I mean, about approximately half of the, or at least well over, somewhere between a third and a half of the American electorate that voted in 2016 voted for Donald Trump. That's many, many tens of millions of people. I would think as a shareholder, I would be a little upset at company executives, first of all, lying to Congress about what they were doing, because they've been up before Congress before about this, and they've said no, that their whole goal is fairness, right? And they're equitable. So they're lying to the shareholders, which should be illegal. To me, that's fraud. And then the next question is the board of directors involved? Does the board know that the executives of the company are actually devoting resources to this goal? And if so, they need to be replaced. So it seems to me even Congress may not have a role in it, but I don't know. It sounds like what they're doing is basically illegal, and I would hope at least some of the shareholders would make a stink about it as well. Since if I held Google stock, I'd be pissed about them doing this.
Yeah, because this is going to result, as you said, in a lot of really pissed off people.
Right. And it doesn't. There's nothing about it that brings value to the shareholders. It seems to me the execs have become absolutely arrogance, just supreme arrogance in deciding to run a company that isn't theirs. They're just there to manage it, but they don't. I mean, other than the fact they probably own some of the stock, they don't own the goddamn thing, and they owe their allegiance to the shareholders, and they're fucking them over. And the other thing is, it's all posted, it's all framed within the whole Trump framework, right?
Yeah, but this goes well beyond that.
Yeah, it goes way beyond that because whether Trump wins or, I mean, if let's say Trump loses in 2020, he's gone. Or even if he wins, he's gone in 2024. There are lots of, I mean, are they doing this for other races as well? Is this really just their goal? And if so, I think, I have faith that the market will respond. People are afraid, oh, Google's the biggest company in the world, there's nothing we can do, we got to get the government involved. Well, yeah, if they're lying and defrauding their shareholders by taking this really ill-advised action, then I think the SEC should look
found
at it.
something of interest, Walker. Mizik cannot afford to keep Tajiri distracted any longer. And he means that most literally.
Guess he got taken for a fool, huh?
Four-pointed paint? If Mizik had to guess, this poem describes drop-off locations for illicit goods. Smugglers often hide... That's it! The river is often busy with trade. A perfect place to smuggle goods. Let us search along the river and see if we find any barrels or crates with markings. Hopefully we'll find something that will lead us to Zinthia. Mizik will admit this case is heading in a rather unexpected direction, which is a bit worrisome if he's being honest. It is strange, isn't it? With an operation as intricate as this, it seems odd that these smugglers would target a Khajiit of such limited wealth.
That's a very
This
polite
one
way to put
agrees.
it.
But
Limited
let us
wealth.
first check these smuggler caches. The note said that the goods were leaving town today, yes? That could include Zinthia.
I have to say, the voice acting has been consistently excellent throughout this expansion so far.
I agree. So far, it's terrific.
And these aren't exactly easy roles to play. Khajiit have a very particular way of speaking.
May bright moon.
And I think the story is, I mean, I know we're kind of talking over this time, but the story is actually not too bad as far as MMO stories go.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little generic, but it's a well-told, fairly generic story.
Sure. I still want to hear from Dragon Squirrel again.
Well, we might get that in the future.
Okay. Anyway, if anybody has an opinion on the whole Scroogle,
Could that be the painted mark we see?
I've already started using DuckDuckGo instead of Google.
absolutely. I've been using DuckDuckGo for a long time. And so,
Somerset
I mean-
wine, eh?
and there's a lot of
Not
people
illegal,
moving their
but incredibly
content over to
taxed.
Vimeo.
Music has a
There's
feeling this
Twitch
bottle
TV.
didn't find its way to Riverhold through virtuous
There's something
means.
called LRB or LBRY or something like that. It's basically a a video file sharing
Service.
service like Napster. You know, it's people store the store content on their own computers, and it's a file sharing network as opposed to I guess a file serving network. So the market is starting to respond, and I think if we have a little faith in the market and trust that Google will continue to be assholes because
They likely will.
A
because they
very
likely
pretty
will,
scarf
then we're
for
going to have
smugglers
options.
to wear,
Yeah.
yes? Perhaps it
We should
belongs
probably
to
start,
Cynthia.
Not moving completely over, but just posting our stuff on other sources.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be tough for, us. We don't get a dime out of this, but there are people who really are dependent upon YouTube for their
For their living.
for the
Smells
livelihood,
sweet, but
and
also
it's going to be tough for
rotten.
them to move.
What could it
Yeah.
be?
But I'm
Dark
hearing,
moons.
I'm
They're
coming across
smuggling
more and more
spoiled
of these
moon
YouTube
sugar.
people who are just
Very unsafe for
burned
anyone to
out.
eat.
Yeah.
Speak
The
to
whole
issue
structure
and
of the
see what he
thing
knows of
is
these
designed
smugglers. Then
to
let us meet back at the tavern.
squeeze
We have
every
much to
last bit of
discuss.
blood out of you for a short period of time and then leave you on a heap and replace you with something else.
Yeah. It's just not a very, humane, I guess,
Right. It's-
system.
no, it isn't. It's not designed for anyone to have real longevity. It's kind of like Twitter, which I hate.
Yeah.
Yes, any news of this one, Cynthia? Smuggler camps? Dark moons? Yes, the necklace and scarf belong to Cynthia. Have the smugglers sold her? By Joan and Joe, please say it isn't so. No, of course not. Issue has only lived a good, honest life. Please, you must find this one's Jakajit. She is so young and innocent and probably terrified without her papa. Whatever will Issue do if his Cynthia is harmed? May bright moons watch over you.
So is Issue lying?
Oh, really?
About his relationship with
Issue
smugglers?
supposes his family
Not
has
sure.
grown over the years.
Could be.
But how could this one not seek their companionship? Their little faces, their tiny paws. His darlings love him completely, demanding little but affection and food. And belly rubs.
I've never met a cat that
But
loves a
of
belly rub.
course, mostly. She and Medwick don't always get along, but Medwick is older and doesn't always like to play or be teased. And just between us, Tak can be a bit of a Jekozit sometimes. I think she's jealous.
Wait a second. We've got Jakazit, which is
A type
Duh.
of Khajiit.
a type of Khajiit, and then we have Jekozit. That's
Well, it's Ja Khajiit and then
Jekko.
Jekozit.
Yeah, but I mean, we've got like 10 Khajiit words, right?
Yeah.
Can we
I
make
warned
them
you,
different?
Thunderboot. And so the other thorn in my paw arrives. I told you, did I not? First time was a warning. Now it is a threat. You both leave town. No more investigations. No more sticking your snouts where they don't belong. Collect your things and leave. That again? I told you Issue's daughter left Riverhold years ago. He's just a delusional old Khajiit caught up in a fantasy. And for this you tried to ruin my little operation? Of all the things! Who I am does not matter. What I can do to you, on the other hand, should be of immediate concern. You either leave Riverhold on your own, or you leave in pieces. Your choice.
Well, so far the starts have been fairly empty, honestly.
Yeah.
So it appears that your strange friend is Rideza the rogue. Good to know. Let us just say that her reputation precedes her. Well, threats to our life aside, it seems that we finally have a perpetrator. Now we just need to follow her. We are investigators, are we not? You must search for a trail. With any luck, she'll lead you straight to Ishu's daughter. Meanwhile...
Well, that was a little abrupt, but...
That's one of the more hasty endings.
Well, thank you all for joining us. I'm Jetulf.
And I'm Alchemist.
Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.
Yep.
And we hope you have an awesome day.
Adios.